My sister made one huge mistake that cost her everything. When I refused to save her with my life savings, she exposed her true colors and attacked me at a wedding. Alright, so here's the scoop. My sister, Anna, is 3 years older than me and she got hitched to this awesome guy named Derek about 5 years ago. Now, Derek's family isn't rolling in billions or anything, but they're pretty well off. Plus, Derek himself has a stable, high-paying job. On the flip side, Anna's never really been one to dive into a career. Before meeting Derek, she bounced around a few part-time gigs but never really saved up or planned for the future. She's more of a live-in-the-moment kind of gal, always into socializing and having a good time. When they decided to tie the knot, Derek's parents were super involved in the wedding planning. They generously paid a big chunk of the wedding costs and even helped with their house down payment. But, because of all the financial involvement, Derek's family thought it was smart to have a prenup in place. Derek was pretty gentle about bringing it up to Anna, explaining it was mostly to protect his family's assets and his previous savings. It was pretty much standard practice for his family. The prenup said that if they ever split, they'd each keep what they brought into the marriage. Anything they built together would be split, but his inheritance and family wealth were off limits. Plus, there was this strict infidelity clause which basically said if one of them cheated, the cheater would get nada in terms of spousal support or any shared assets. Anna wasn't thrilled about the prenup, and it kicked off a lot of arguments between them. Even our mom chimed in, saying the whole idea was pretty insulting. I decided to stay out of it entirely because, well, it's their relationship and their decision. In the end, Anna signed the prenup because she wanted the big wedding and the comfortable lifestyle with Derek. For a solid 5 years, everything seemed peachy. They lived in a gorgeous house, traveled a lot, and Anna didn't have to work because Derek took care of everything. He even got her a nice car and a generous allowance, making it seem like they had a picture-perfect marriage. Derek treated her well and was always respectful to our family, including me. I'm more of the quiet, reserved type. I've got a steady job in a technical field and have been saving up like crazy for a little apartment of my own for years. Then, about a month ago, everything went downhill fast. Anna went out with some old friends and bumped into her ex from high school at a bar. Long story short, they ended up spending the night together. She wasn't sneaky about it, and someone who knew both her and Derek saw them and spilled the beans. Derek found out through his friend, and when he asked Anna, she admitted it. He was heartbroken and told her to pack up and leave the house ASAP because he wanted a divorce, saying he couldn't trust her again. She ended up at our mom's place, totally distraught. For the past month, Mom's house has been drama central. Anna's been talking to lawyers, trying to find a way around the prenup, but they all say it's rock solid, especially because of the infidelity clause. They told her fighting it in court would cost a ton, and she probably wouldn't win. She's got no money saved up since she spent all her allowance on clothes, salons, and lunches. So, last night, Mom and Anna sat me down for a serious talk. They said Anna's only shot is hiring this pricey lawyer who claims he might be able to get her a settlement, but it'll be a long, messy court battle. Then came the bombshell. Anna asked me for $50,000 from my savings to cover the lawyer's fees. I was floored. They actually wanted me to cough up the money I've been saving for my apartment, the very thing I've been pouring my hard work into for the past decade. Anna wanted it to try and snag money from Derek, the guy she cheated on. I calmly told them no. And wow, the reaction was explosive. Anna started screaming, calling me selfish, and accusing me of always being jealous of her. So, here's the deal, I was accused of being happy about my sister being in a tough spot. She was claiming that because we're sisters, family should always stick together, no matter what. My mom jumped in too, saying I had a responsibility to help, given I've got some savings and my sister doesn't. Apparently, I'm heartless for not helping her out during her divorce, which they blame on a bad prenup anyway. The drama was intense, but I just kept saying no. I explained that my savings are for my future, not her legal mess, and pointed out that she signed the prenup and was the one being unfaithful. These were her choices, not mine, so I wasn't going to foot the bill for her mistakes. After that, I got up and left my mom's place. Ever since, my phone's been flooded with calls and texts, not just from my mom and sister, but also from a bunch of my aunts who only know my sister's side of the story. They're labeling me as selfish and unsupportive. I'm not responding to them, just feels like I'm living in a madhouse. I'm the one who's worked hard while she's dealing with the fallout from her own decisions. Yet somehow, I'm the bad guy here. So, I took to Reddit to see if folks think I'm the jerk for not dipping into my home savings to fund her divorce. Update time. I want to give a massive thank you to everyone who commented on my last post. Reading your thoughts really helped me feel less like I'm losing my mind, and most people agreed I'm not in the wrong here. Since the drama blew up, I haven't engaged with my family, but things have gotten even messier. Right after I left my mom's place, the angry calls and messages kept coming for 2 days straight, not just from my sister Anna and my mom, but my aunts too. They apparently got a super emotional, one-sided version of events from my mom. Their messages were full of disappointment, and they kept telling me that family is all that matters and money is just paper. Easy for them to say since none of them are coughing up any cash to help Anna themselves. I muted my phone because it was causing chaos in my life, expecting maybe they'd give up soon. I was wrong. After 2 days of silence, they switched tactics. Anna posted this long, dramatic story on social media, not naming me directly, but it was obvious who she meant. She painted herself as heartbroken and abandoned by family, mixing in some digs about selfish relatives who won't help. Her friends who don't know the full story were all over her post with messages of support. It's annoying, but I was able to brush it off. Then, it got harder to ignore. My mom showed up at my apartment, unannounced, around 8 p.m. Since I live in a secure building, she had to ring the intercom. She didn't call ahead, just surprised me at my doorstep. Not wanting a scene in front of my neighbors, I let her in. Inside, she started in on me again but was trying a different angle this time. She was crying, saying Anna wasn't eating, was crying all the time, and she was worried about her mental health. She accused me of being cold-hearted and pushing Anna to the brink. Mom also mentioned that Derek had officially served Anna with divorce papers and cut off all her credit cards, leaving Anna reliant on Mom, who's retired and on a fixed income. She talked about my savings again, like you've got all this money just sitting there doing nothing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And hit the notification bell to stay updated with more crazy real-life stories happening around you. So my sister is having a really rough time right now, and my mom keeps telling me that while money comes and goes, I've only got one sister. I tried explaining to her that my savings didn't just magically appear, they're the result of years of hard work and sacrifices. I didn't take vacations, didn't splurge on luxury items, and worked overtime every chance I got, all so I could stash away some security for my future. But as soon as I laid that out, my mom's expression totally changed. She stopped crying, got all serious, and hit me with the classic guilt trip. Dad, who passed away 10 years ago, would be ashamed of you for being so selfish. He always put family first. She accused me of thinking I'm better than them just because I landed a decent job and saved some cash. She said I was looking down on my sister, and the conversation just spiraled from there. I held my ground and told her I wasn't budging on my decision. She got mad again and started pointing at my stuff, like my TV and laptop, suggesting I should sell them if I really wanted to help. The entitlement was jaw-dropping. She genuinely thinks my stuff is part of some family communal pot everyone can dip into whenever they please. I finally had enough and told her the conversation was over and she needed to leave my place. She outright refused, plopped down on my couch, and said she wouldn't budge until I agreed to help my sister. I told her if she didn't go, I'd have to call security. That's when she finally got up, and for a second, I thought she might get physical. Instead, she got right in my face and told me I'd regret this, whispering that when I'm old and alone with my money, I'd remember what I'd given up. Then she stormed out, slamming the door behind her. After that, I blocked my mom's and sister's phone numbers, along with some aunts who were chiming in with messages. I know it's a big step, but I feel like I had no other choice since they won't respect my boundaries and the pressure is relentless. I'm worried about what they might do next, especially after the social media post and my mom showing up at my place felt like major escalations. It feels like this is just the tip of the iceberg, and while I'm not backing down on the money issue, I'm starting to see that my relationship with my mom and sister might be wrecked for good. It's been a few weeks since that last ordeal, and I naively thought blocking their numbers and having that last showdown with my mom would end the drama. Boy, was I wrong. Things have gotten worse and even crept into my work life. After blocking them, I enjoyed a blissful week of peace, finally feeling like I could move past this whole fiasco. But then came the emails. They must have figured out their calls weren't going through, so they switched tactics. The first email I got was from my sister, Anna. It was a long, rambling mix of accusations and pleas. She said Derek's lawyer sent her lawyer a letter stating they intended to enforce the prenup fully, meaning she'd get zilch. They had hard evidence of her cheating, so fighting it was pointless. Her lawyer was dropping her because she couldn't pay, and she was clearly freaking out. She accused me again of abandoning her and taking Derek's side, claiming I had no clue what it felt like to have your life completely upended, ignoring the fact that she was the one who dropped the bomb. Her email ended with a demand for $50,000, labeling it her last shot at any sort of justice. I didn't reply but set up a filter to send any future emails from her, my mom, or my aunts to a folder I don't check. A few days later, I was at work, deep into a team meeting around 11 a.m., when a receptionist discreetly informed me I had a visitor in the lobby. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I was confused. When I got there, I was shocked to see my mother. I'd never told her exactly where I work, but she must have figured it out somehow. I approached her, speaking softly since the receptionist was nearby, and asked why she was there. My mom stood up and started speaking loudly and dramatically, making sure everyone could hear. She said she was there because her daughter was in a crisis and her other daughter refused to help, claiming she felt desperate with no other options. I felt my face turn bright red as colleagues walked by, slowing down to take in the scene. I tried leading her out, but she pulled away and started crying out loud, insisting Anna would soon be homeless and I was just sitting in my cozy office, acting like my family didn't exist. I told her this was inappropriate and she needed to leave, but she turned to the receptionist, saying, "Can you believe it? Her own sister is suffering, and she won't help." I was beyond embarrassed, so I walked her to the door, practically pushing her out. She stood outside, glaring at me through the glass with pure fury. I went back to my meeting, feeling completely rattled. So, I tried to brush off what happened and act like everything was cool, but let's be real, it was a total mess. My boss swung by my desk later that day, checking in to see if I was okay. He was super professional, but you could tell that whatever went down had really shaken things up. I just told him it was some personal family drama and promised it wouldn't happen again. That night, I was so mad I couldn't even think straight. I mean, someone showing up at work? That's crossing a line big time. I never thought she'd pull something like that, using public embarrassment as a weapon to get what she wanted. Then the next day, the whole thing went from bad to worse. Anna somehow got her hands on my work email and decided to send a message not just to me but also to my boss in HR. Yeah, she found their emails on our company's website. Her email was a total pack of lies, claiming I was hoarding family money meant for us after our dad passed away, accusing me of abusing my so-called position as executor of his will. Spoiler, I never had that role. She even painted me as this heartless thief stealing from my own sister. She attached a copy of her divorce papers to make her case look more legit. It really threw a wrench in things at work. My boss immediately called me into his office with HR, and there it was, the email printed out and everything. They were dead serious because, legally, they had to follow up on these accusations. I had to spill the whole terrible saga to them, showing texts and past emails from Anna and my mom to prove the harassment and that her story was a complete fabrication. I had to clarify there weren't any family funds, just my own savings from my salary. In the end, my boss and HR got it. They saw the evidence and realized I was the one being harassed. Still, they sternly told me to keep my family drama away from work. It got documented in my employee record, which sucks because now it's a permanent mark against me. I had to lawyer up and send a cease and desist letter to both my sister and mom, telling them to stop dragging my work into their mess. The stress? Insane. My sister wasn't just trying to embarrass me, she was messing with my career and reputation. This wasn't about needing help anymore, it was about revenge because she couldn't get into my pockets. Now I'm considering what legal steps I can take if this keeps up, cause I have a feeling there's more to come. Update 3, hey there, so a lot has gone down since I last filled you in about the drama with my mom showing up at work and my sister emailing my boss. The legal letter seemed to work, for a bit, the emails and direct contact stopped for a while. But then things got super scary and kinda physical. Since that work disaster, I basically went into lockdown mode, changed my personal email, beefed up my social media privacy to the max. It was like living in a fortress, but it was the only way to get some peace of mind. I threw myself into work and even started planning to buy an apartment. I put an offer on a small place, and it got accepted. For the first time in ages, I felt like I was moving forward. But that peace got shattered last weekend. We had a cousin's wedding, someone I'm really close to. I almost didn't go because I knew my mom and sister would be there, but I didn't want to miss it because of their nonsense. I hoped we could be adults and keep it civil for a few hours, but wow, was I wrong. At the reception, I kept it low-key, parked myself at a table with friends, trying to blend in. I spotted my mom and Anna across the room, and they were totally watching me. For an hour, nothing happened, so I started to chill a bit. But then Anna walked over, holding a glass of red wine, with this intense, angry look on her face. My friends at the table all tensed up because they kinda knew what had been going on. Anna stopped right in front of me, just staring at me hard. Then she started talking about seeing on social media that I was buying a place, a mutual friend had blabbed. She said something about how it must be nice to get a home while she was about to get kicked out of our mom's house because mom couldn't afford to support her anymore. I didn't take the bait and told her this wasn't the time or place for this chat. Her eyes narrowed, and she threw the line, "You have no heart, just like our father, cold and selfish." That was a low blow, especially bringing Dad into it. I couldn't take any more, so I got up to leave because I didn't want to cause a scene. As I turned to walk away, Man, I never thought I'd find myself in a situation like this, even in my craziest dreams. Picture this, I'm at my cousin's wedding, wearing this nice light-colored dress. Suddenly, my sister Anna flips out and douses me with a whole glass of red wine. The dark wine instantly wrecks my dress. Everyone at our table gasps in shock, and people nearby are all eyes on us, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I'm stunned, and then I feel this wave of anger rush over me. As I'm about to confront her, she lunges at me, scratching at my face and yelling about how I've ruined her life. It was a total meltdown right there in the middle of someone else's wedding. Luckily, my friends and a couple of my cousin's groomsmen grab her and pull her off me while she keeps kicking and screaming. Then, out of nowhere, my mom rushes over, not to calm her daughter down but to back her up. She starts yelling at me, asking what I did to set Anna off, as if it's my fault I got attacked. The whole place turns into chaos. My cousin, the bride, is in tears, and her new hubby looks ready to explode because this drama has ruined their big day. Eventually, the venue's security steps in and escorts Anna and my mom out while they keep hurling insults. I'm left there, soaked in wine and shaking with a mix of anger and disbelief. My cousin and her husband apologize to me, even though none of this was their fault. I reassure them I'm okay and apologize for my family's wrecking ball behavior on their special day. Soon after, I decide it's best to just head home. The next day, I notice scratches on my arms and neck from Anna's attack, so I head to the police station and file an assault report. I give them the names of everyone at my table who witnessed the meltdown and the contact info for the venue's security. I'm done playing nice. Anna attacking me and my mom backing her was the last straw. It's no longer a family spat over money, it's about my safety now. I've already reached out to a lawyer to get a restraining order against them, and that's in the works. Never thought I'd be taking legal actions against my own family, but their behavior left me no choice. They've tried to ruin my job and now attacked me in public. There's no going back. They've shown their true colors, and now I have to protect myself legally and physically. Final update. Alright, so here's how everything wrapped up. The past few months have been a roller coaster, and it's time to close this chapter. After what happened at the wedding, I followed through with the legal stuff. The police report led to assault charges against Anna since there were plenty of witnesses who saw everything. Legal stuff moves slow, but it's chugging along. I also managed to get a restraining order against both Anna and my mom. The judge agreed after hearing my side of the story and looking through all the evidence, like the emails they sent to my job and the police report. Now, they have to stay away from me and can't contact me at all. Sure, it's just a piece of paper, but it sets a clear boundary with serious consequences. I finally got my new apartment without any hiccups. It's small, but it's mine, and more importantly, it's a peaceful spot where I can chill without worrying about unexpected drama. Setting up my new place has been a nice distraction from all the chaos, and it feels like a silver lining in this mess of a year. As for the rest of the family, it's been rough. My mom and Anna are now on their own because nobody's taking their side after that wedding fiasco. The aunts who were all over me initially have gone quiet. I heard from my cousin that my mom's been trying to get them to talk to me or lend her money, but they've wisely stepped back. Anna's divorce from Derek is final too, and as expected, the prenup held up. She didn't get anything, so she even sold the car he gave her just to pay for legal fees and basics. My mom's not doing great financially either, stuck with her fixed retirement income and unable to support Anna. They're apparently living together in my mom's small place, but it's not happy times there, just constant stress and arguments. I haven't seen or spoken to either of them since the wedding, and while life is quieter, it's kind of lonely too. Despite everything, they were a big part of my life, and now it's like that part's been cut off completely. Thanks for sticking with me through this wild ride.